Minnesota Department of Human Services, Disability Services Division.
Look at these you found. But I'm gonna go talk to your mom quick, okay? All right. Well, it looks like Carlos is overall pretty healthy. Any questions or concerns you might have for me today?
No concerns. Carlos is a very happy and healthy boy.
Yes, very good. Well, tell me more about him. How's he doing with walking, talking, his growth overall?
I think he's doing well. He's starting to say new words. He runs around the house. He likes to climb on things, and he's got a lot of energy.
Yes, toddlers can be very busy.
Yeah.
Since you are here for Carlos's 36-month checkup, let's have a look at the questionnaire you filled out. So I see he's responding to his name and is starting to point at things he sees. I also see you noted that he doesn't seem interested in other children. Could you tell me more about that?
Yeah, he prefers to be alone or with adults. He doesn't play much with his cousins, and he doesn't seem interested in other kids. I thought he would be talking more by now, but his papa's fairly quiet, so he might just take after him.
That could be, but typically by 36 months of age or so, we do see children start to be more interested in other kids and even saying more words, even putting two words together like, "Hi, Mama," or "more milk." Through play and these social interactions, they learn and gain more skills.
Él está chiquito y estará más interesado en jugar con otros niños cuando vaya a la escuela.
She said he'll like playing with kids when he's older and goes to school.
Yes, every child is unique and will learn and grow on their own time, but overall children tend to show signs in their development that tells us how they learn and what supports they need to keep learning and growing. I'm wondering, do you have any other concerns?
I guess I've noticed he gets frustrated and cries because he doesn't have the words to tell me what he wants. But my family always tells me that boys talk later than girls, or because he's growing up in a bilingual home. I notice he uses my hand or pulls me to what he wants. And he can also be a picky eater.
So I'm hearing you say you might have concerns about his language development. Regardless that he's hearing two languages at home, we would still expect him to reach certain milestones. So that's why we track all children's development over time. So you'll be able to support Carlos as he grows and identify right away if he needs some extra help to learn. So here are some resources that talk about what skills a child develops as they grow and include some ideas you can start at home to help encourage Carlos's language and social skills. Carlos is very well cared for, and just kind of wondering what other activities you guys like to do at home as a family.
Well, we like to have big family meals.
I live with Camila to help with Carlos, and we value very much our family meals. Yo vivo con Camila para ayudar con Carlitos y realmente valoramos mucho las comidas en familia.
Yeah, my parents live with us, so they help us take care of Carlos. He doesn't always like the food that we make, and he tries to get out of his chair. He gets upset and cries, so we usually just let him play by himself. Should we be concerned about that?
It's something we'll continue to watch. Might be the noise that he's sensitive to, or he might be overwhelmed by the large group of people. It sounds like you all might have concerns about Carlos's diet. Is he getting a pretty balanced diet with fruits and vegetables?
Oh, he likes Abuelita's homemade tortillas. He will eat white rice and beans, so I try to put some veggies on top, but he doesn't always finish those. But he does love oranges and bananas.
You know, it can be helpful to talk about what you're doing when you're doing it, like cooking or cleaning around the house. Give him lots of praise for watching you or copying what you or other kids do. Because of the language delays you mentioned and his limited interest in playing with others, I'm gonna make some referrals so we can take a closer look at how Carlos is developing.
One referral will be to your local school district through Help Me Grow. Your local school district will work with you to determine if further supports are needed based on screening or evaluation results. There's no cost to you for these district supports.
I'm also going to recommend you see some specialists. One is called an occupational therapist, who can help with Carlos's diet and develop some exercises and play skills to help meet his sensory needs. The other is a speech and language pathologist who can help with his language development and more. In addition to Help Me Grow and these specialists, I'm also going to recommend that you see a professional for a comprehensive evaluation. The testing they do will help understand exactly what Carlos might need to support his development and may provide access to additional medically necessary services. The earlier he's able to access the supports, the better his long-term outcomes will be. Do you have any more questions for me today?
No, thank you. I'll look into the resources you shared. That sounds like a good place to start.
Well, you are welcome, and it was great to meet with you today, and I look forward to seeing Carlos again in a few months. So let me introduce you to our care coordinator. They are going to review with you the referrals, answer any questions, help you get scheduled if needed. We just want to make sure that you and your family have all the services and supports needed to help Carlos learn and to grow at his fullest potential.
Hi, I am a care coordinator. I'm here to help support families through the referral process. If your clinic does not have a care coordinator, it is important to designate a person on your team who will follow up with families. Navigating referrals can be overwhelming, so it's helpful to have a care coordinator or another member of the healthcare team to walk families through specific recommendations and follow up to ensure they access the supports they need. The doctor made a number of referrals today. Let me explain a little bit more about what a family can expect. The first referral was to your local school district through Help Me Grow. In the next week or two, the family will get a phone call from the local school district's early childhood specialist to discuss their concerns about the child's development. This discussion will help determine next steps, which may include screening or evaluation. Eligible children receive services in a variety of settings, such as their home, childcare setting, or school. Services may include early intervention or special education instruction and other related services, such as speech, physical, or occupational therapy. Parents may also be given strategies on how to support the child's development at home. These services are free to eligible families, regardless of income or immigration status. These services do not require a clinical diagnosis and can typically get started shortly after the evaluation is completed and the service plan has been approved by you. If the child is not eligible for special education services, they may suggest other available supports, such as Head Start, early childhood family education, or community programs to help support your child's development. Many families benefit from school supports and services before the age of 5. The second referral was to specialty services, like speech and language therapy or occupational therapy. As a care coordinator, I can help identify a list of providers in the family's network. The wait times can vary, so it can help to contact a few different providers. For the comprehensive clinical evaluation or testing, the family will meet with a provider, usually a psychologist or other type of licensed mental health professional, who has special training and expertise in child development. This is a thorough evaluation that may take more than one meeting to complete. They will gather information about the child's health and development and observe the child while playing and interacting with others. They will use structured or standardized tests in the evaluation. When they are done, they will meet with the family to go over the results and recommend next steps. Services may include intensive early intervention services, such as applied behavioral analysis, also known as ABA, or developmental therapy approaches. If the child qualifies for a medical diagnosis, such as speech or global developmental delay or autism, This may help them qualify for medical assistance or access additional services and supports to meet their needs. If a family needs additional help scheduling any of these appointments, setting up interpreter services or transportation, a care coordinator can help navigate that as well. If a family needs help covering the cost of these services, visit mensure.org or call your local county or tribal agency to talk with a financial worker. It can also be helpful to connect them with other parents who have navigated the system. You can connect them through programs like early childhood family education classes, support groups online, or peer-to-peer groups. Make a note in the child's file to follow up in the next couple of weeks to see if the family has been able to schedule appointments or if they have any additional questions. Remind families that they are always welcome to reach out to you with questions and let them know how to reach their healthcare team. Following up with families will demonstrate your team is committed to helping families connect to the right supports at the right time.
This video was funded by the University of Minnesota Leadership Education in Neurodevelopmental Disabilities. Special thanks to the Metropolitan Educational Cooperative Service Unit, Minnesota Act Early, and the Minnesota Autism Resource Portal. For autism-specific resources in Minnesota, visit the Minnesota Autism Resource Portal at mn.gov/autism.